Hey everybody, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back. It's been a long day. I know everybody's already done the quest, already read about this, already bought their VIPs. Everything is pretty much done and said, but I'm gonna make a video like I usually do anyways for you guys, just to talk about it and throw my opinions in there. So far, what I've heard, what I've seen, everything's just a little bit crazy right now, especially for free-to-play players. Not only does VIP have a really good medal in it, the Xaldin B event is really hard, especially for the last part. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make a full guide for that, but I'll try my hardest. I did complete it on my main account. It wasn't that hard, but that's because that's my main account and I played really smart on that. So everything is pretty much easy once you got your gear, you got your Keyblade at the right level, you got the right medals. But I'll save that for another video. Let's jump into the notices and then hopefully I can throw down some guides for you guys. But so far, I don't know what to say. Let me just get into this Japan themed daily challenge. I'm not going to go into order of how they released it because I do want to talk about the last two most importantly. But let's start off by talking about daily challenge events. We know what this is 1400 jewels over the week. Why am I actually talking about this instead of just saying, hey, guess what, 1400 jewels, carry on, is because you guys gotta think about how much is going our way right now and how close the anniversary is. So for all of you guys who actually listen to what I say, take my advice, they actually appreciate my opinion, we're getting a lot of jewels right now. And anniversary is almost about, I would say, I think it's a month exactly or a little less than a month. I forget the exact number, but I believe it's very soon. Well, we know it's very soon. I just forget the exact number. But we got 3,000 jewels the other day. We got 300 for the maintenance today. We're getting 1,400 jewels for this quest here. We're getting 5,000 jewels if we get 50,000 pre-register accounts. So we're looking at almost 10,000 jewels right there. Now, if people buy the VIP pack, they get 1,400 plus the 3,000 that they purchase. That's almost 15,000 jewels. Everybody should have 10 to 20,000 jewels if they start saving since the 3,000 jewels that was given out the other day. If you didn't spend that 3,000 jewels yet, with this daily challenge, 3,000 jewels, 5,000 for the pre-register, you guys should have over 10,000 jewels, so you should be at 15,000 by the time the anniversary comes, including every other quest they give. We got story quests, most of you guys didn't fully finish it yet. We got maybe another weekly 1,400 jewels, so we all should have 15,000 jewels. So my recommendation of why I'm actually talking about this quest is that from this point on, guys, if you want to be able to pull decently during the anniversary or just purchase whatever they give out during that time, start saving your jewels now. That's my best advice I can give you about jewels at the moment. All of them, guys. Do not spend anything. Now, I know there might be a high score challenge and we might have to pull once. That's acceptable because if the high score challenge medal is worth it, then it's definitely worth your jewels. Now, it has to be very worth it, but we don't know yet. But if it's not, just save your jewels right to the anniversary. Alright, so that's the daily jewel challenge. If you guys are new to the game, we get 200 jewels for completing this quest. So over 7 days is 1,400 jewels. Very cool, very good of them. We want that to be permanent, but it's not permanent yet. So hopefully sometime in the future. Now we got the get happy for the new event. So earn event coins, get new avatars. Basically, this is part of their Japan themed avatar event. Well, the Japan themed event. I get tongue twisted sometimes if you guys haven't noticed yet. Get exclusive happy avatar parts in the new Japan themed event. So the event is here for about 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks. Defeat Japanese themed Heartless in the event stage to earn event coins, which you can use to unlock rewards from the event board. So it's one of those quests where you do over and over and over again. They're going to have different difficulty. I haven't played it yet. I haven't touched anything today. I just got home. I finally got some free time. But if it's anything like their previous events where they do these avatar boards and the extra bonus boards plus the quest, it's basically easy to hard difficulty. So whatever one you can complete, you just farm that one over and over and over again. So the event boards contain a Happy Coat avatar set along with a Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Chip Dale's, and they don't mention, yeah, there it is, and magic mirrors. So we got all the good stuff that we need to make our medal stronger and our setups a lot better. So the actual bonus we're going to get from this set is rare enemy perk +2, which is good if you're farming, let's say it's not 0 AP, or even during 0 AP. If you're trying to farm those evolved medals, especially the Mickeys, the Godmothers, all that, there's eggs and treasure chest monsters that pop up. You want to wear a rare enemy perk so they show up more often, so you have to do less runs. So easier to farm. So it's not bad. +2 is not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. So we got Huey, Dewey, Louise, Chip, Dales, Moogle. It's the same thing for, I believe, the boy and the girl. And then we got those 2 bonus boards, which we're going to get a total of 4 magic mirrors is what I'm really looking at, and 2 Sids. So besides that, the Japan themed avatars actually look spot on. So we're going to carry on from here. We got 2 that I want to talk about. Obviously, it's the last 2. But I'm going to start with the VIP Illustrated Belle and Beast, guys. This Belle and Beast medal is extremely good, but situational. So don't get me wrong on this. Again, back to the part about the jewels. If you are playing for free, we're looking at 10,000 jewels, not including all the other stuff. And if you're paying for the game, what you buy in the VIP pack, if you buy it this week, you're getting an extra 4,400 jewels. So you'll definitely have close to 20,000 jewels by the time the anniversary comes around if you stop spending your jewels now. And another 1,400 plus another 3,000 if you buy the next VIP to guilt this guy, which we're going to continue right now. This only includes 4 of these medals. So you get a total of 8 if you buy this VIP and next week's VIP. Okay, so besides how much jewels you get, and you have to buy it over 2 weeks to actually guilt the medal, this medal is a tier 5. And I've seen its multiplier. Its multiplier is solid. It's over 2.6 something, I believe. It's going to be fully guilted. Not the exact math. I don't know exactly what it's going to be when it's fully guilted, but tier 5 at 150%, whatever the multiplier is, you times it by 2.5, and anything around 2.5 and above of its own multiplier is going to hit over 6 multiplier, even close to 7. So this is a very heavy hitting buffing medal. Now the reason I said it was situational is this medal is a 1-turn medal. You want to be able to 1-turn the enemy or have medals on your Keyblade setup that basically do not carry buffs over to the next turn. What I mean is World of Final Fantasy medals, Jack and Sally's, they say raise attribute or lower the enemy's attribute. Sorry, it has to be lower the enemy's attribute. So when they add a debuff to an enemy, if the debuff is still on the enemy, like Jack and Sally does and World of Final Fantasy medals do, like Sephiroth, Squall, if those buffs are still there on the second turn, which they are going to be, and you activate Belle and Beast, you're going to remove those buffs. So it's kind of a downfall, especially if you're only using like 1 Jack and Sally or 2 Jack and Sallies and you want to do ×3 negative buff on the enemy. Putting this guy in there and not using Arrow Flounder or Illustrated Kyrie or Sebastian, you're actually removing some power to do on the second turn. But at the same time, if you're using a setup that doesn't rely on 2-turning an enemy, this medal works really good. Not only just 2-turning enemy, if you do have to like fight an enemy for 2 turns, even though it removes buffs, if you have a setup like Belle and Beast, 3 Jack and Sallies, and a Xigbar B, it doesn't matter because you're gonna have your 3 Jack and Sallies always apply the buffs again, so you don't care that he's gonna remove the buffs. So in that situation, really good. But most likely you're gonna have only like 1 or 2 things that carry over, and it's gonna ruin it if you can't 1-turn the enemy. Besides that, it's really good for Coliseum. It removes the buffs of all the enemies. It's really good for everything, to tell you the truth. Just again, the downfall is removing your buffs on the second turn. So it's a 1-turn medal. It's going to shine in Coliseum if you're able to have a setup that 1-turns those enemies, and all you got to do is remove those buffs. It saves a spot so you don't have to use a Belle or Alice or struggle with how much defense an enemy has. And when enemies hit level 400 plus, if they have any buffs, you're barely going to touch them unless you remove those buffs and lower their defense. So this medal is actually really good, and it's going to shine a lot more later on because we're going to get a skill that has SP attack gauge 2 with an attack boost 3, attack boost 3 max. They're going to combine those 2 later. Our attack boost and SP attack gauge, there is a skill later on that they will make that into 1 skill, and that's when this medal is really going to shine, because at the moment 5 cost is really heavy, especially when it's your buff medal. So my recommendations, if you did get this Belle and Beast, I would put SP gauge 1 or 2 on it. Nothing else. You don't need to pump up the power. Your other medals are way more strong enough. We don't need that much power yet, so that's why it's not too bad that we don't have SP attack gauge 2 with attack boost 3 or whatever it is. So Bell and Beast, am I gonna get it? No, because I'm no longer gonna start spending money on this game. I do have a couple gift cards, but I am playing other games and I wouldn't mind using those gift cards on other games as well. At the same time, if something comes out really amazing and I think it's a huge game changer, I'll go for it. Not saying that Beauty and the Beast over here is not a game changer. It definitely has its place in a certain event and definitely has its shine in Coliseum. But is it worth my $20? No. No, they're not getting my $20 yet, or $40 if I want to guilt it. Besides that, really good medal, guys. If you are paying for the game, everybody who's actually C2P, cheap to play, I guess, they don't actually buy the big jewel packs, they just buy the VIP pack once in a while. This is one of those moments you guys should do it. Honestly, especially if you're new to the game and you haven't have a Sebastian, Ariel Flounder, Illustrated Kairi, or you're just lacking in buffs, this guy is your ×3 buffer. You're new to the game. If you're going to spend money or you don't have that already and you are spending money, then definitely do it right now. Again, 4,400 jewels plus a new medal. You don't have to buy next week's VIP to guilt this guy. It's nice to have him guilted. I told you, high multiplier if you do guilt him, but it's up to you if that's what you want to spend your 40 bucks on, because later on they're going to do this and there's going to be better medals. Trust me on this, there's definitely going to be better medals. They're always going to want to be able to put their hands in your pocket and pull out some money. So they're going to offer us things with better value so we feel like it's worth it. So again, if you're patient, if you're not struggling, you can skip out on this. Anybody who's free to play, don't worry about it. Just like the Minnie and Daisy, we don't need it. It'll come out later. We have a ×3 buffer. We can just mix it with Belle or Alice or whatever else they come out with. They had Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas. That was a high score challenge medal. Those high score challenge medals will come back later on as well, guys. So don't worry about missing out on high score challenge medals. In JP, they actually came out with more of them as an event, as a poll. It doesn't matter. They're probably going to release them again. So don't worry too much about missing out on stuff like this. There will be a replacement. So enough of that. I think I went over everything I want to talk about that. The last thing is Xaldin B. There we go. I clicked on it. I got it this time. So number 3 of the organization 13, Xaldin B. He was a power medal at first. They changed that. I have a couple theories on that. Theory number 1 is that they want to balance it, I guess. So there's power, speed, and magic. They want to have an even amount of each one. So they're going to have 4, 8, and 12, or sorry, not 4, 8, 12. Yeah, they're going to do it like that, 4, 8, and 12 with the extra one, right? So it's going to be balanced out. I don't know why they did it like this. Another theory is that its effect, I guess. They could have changed the effect to anything else, but inflicts more damage when set in the 5th slot. So basically the Divine Rose, its last slot is reverse speed, 3 multiplier, so that fits perfectly. Is it better than Xigbar B? No. Mathematical wise, medal to medal, so side by side, no other medals helping them, Xigbar B does a lot more damage. That's because Xigbar B actually has a general defense down ×2, and what that does is actually gives you an extra multiplier of 1.4 damage. So if you add it to its multiplier plus fully guilted against this fully guilted medal, Xigbar B is going to do more damage, and Xigbar B is super effective to any type, where Xaldin has to actually attack magic enemies or speed enemies to do the most damage, where Xigbar B ignores the enemy's attribute and does super effective damage to everybody. I have a video about that coming out very soon. So the medal itself, I actually like how it's got the whole hair look going on the side with the wind, all badass, and the hairstyle that they give us actually works for boys and girls, especially on girls. I've seen a couple, I know who's watching and knows who I'm talking about there, little purple hair, but really good looking hair, really good looking medal. Besides that, guys, the 13th quest on this event is extremely hard. It's extremely hard. I passed it with my main account. Like I said, it wasn't too much of an issue, but it is probably not going to be possible for my free-to-play account, and I'm not too worried about that because, like I said, They are releasing Mickey and Brooms eventually. If I really want this medal gilted, I can throw that one Mickey and Broom in there. Don't worry if you don't get to gilt this. I'm going to try my hardest to make a guide about it. Free-to-play guide or a very cheesy way to do it. I'll try to find out using some friend medal, or maybe that Nova glitch will work with it. I doubt it because the trees around it are very high leveled, so you would need a high level Nova to actually do that. Either way, that's all that there is for notices. There is nothing else in game, I believe. I think there might have been a couple things. There was that huge maintenance today, actually. If you guys know what the maintenance was about, let me know in the comments. I was curious why they were shut down for so long. Like I said, I've been busy all day. I was working yesterday, so I haven't got the chance to actually put my hands down and play the game and see what's going on, checking Twitter, all that. Like you see, I just logged in and look what time it is. On my time right now, we got 11:01 p.m. So definitely a little late here, guys. When I know some more information, I'll let you know. Let's log in and see if there's anything actually. I know this is not usually how I do my videos, but like I said, one of those off days. There you go. There's the avatar boards with the 2 bonus boards. Is there anything else? My ranking and party rank 26. Not bad. But we are in Ursus, so it's not crazy. And there is nothing going on right now. Gift wise, there you go. There's a 300 jewels. Thank you for your patience during our maintenance on March 13th. And then my daily login for another 50 jewels. So I don't believe there's anything else to talk about besides me making a video on this free-to-play, I guess, setup I'm gonna do for the Xaldin B. I don't think, like I said, I played on the 13 quest. Ooh, totally don't need those right now. I actually didn't even get to complete those boards, which was kind of a bummer, but it's all right. It's not that big of a deal. I've missed a whole bunch of other days. I missed what? 270 days on this account? Yeah, about 270. I didn't actually look how many days I logged in. Here it is. Yep, that's going to be a hard one, guys. That's definitely going to be a hard one. First 12 quests, no problem. No problem. I'll give you guys for the first 12 quests without a problem on this account. But for the last one, it's going to be hard. I ended up using Illustrated Kyrie, my 3 Jack and Sally's, Xaldin B, and a friend key R3, I believe. Yeah, it was a key R3. Let me just go into real quick. Okay, I don't have room. Let's see, sell all that and that. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna show you the key R3 that I used with the Xaldin B. It took out the whole group 1 turn. I have the medal ready to gilt on my other account. We're gonna do that. When I say Xaldin B, I meant Darkside, but Darkside and Xaldin B are pretty much equal in power. We'll talk about that later as well. But this is the one I ended up using. I believe it is right here. Here we go. So this was my friend medal. I used this, yeah, I was right. Key R3, attack boost 3 max, 150% gilted with chips. So he ended up doing about 23,000 damage per hit. And that was enough to clean up everything. So that's what I did on my main account. I don't know if it's going to help any of you guys. Again, I don't know how I'm going to do the 13th quest for this, but we'll definitely talk about it in another video. I didn't want to add in this video, but I might as well since I logged in and I already talked about it. Either way, guys, I hope that you guys are figuring it out. If some of you already have a free-to-play setup, and I mean like very free-to-play friendly, then let me know. I do have World Final Fantasy medals in here. This is probably the setup I'll use to actually complete that quest. Since Moana is fully gilted. Oh yeah, I gilted a bunch of medals on here. I got my Moana, I re-gilted it because I had one more re-gilt, and I got it to like 98%, threw in the 2 magic mirrors there, made her 100%, and now she is golden on this account. Very, very helpful medal. I also gilted my Xaldin B. I rolled, I think it was a 92. Yeah, it was a 92. I put 8 mirrors, 100%. Powerhouse of a medal, guys. Again, this guy's gonna be so much better than Xaldin B. Just because standalone he is better, but if you do have general defense down on your Keyblade, then of course Xaldin B's multiplier is much higher. Very situational. This medal, any enemy, other medal, just magic. Well, that's all I got for you guys. This was the update. That's exactly what's been happening. I will go through all of this later on. If you guys want me to put a video about anything on this, let me know. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.